Ben Watson, that's the end of your third season in MXGP World Championship. Just how would you reflect on the season?
Yeah, it's been a mixed one, very up and down. I mean, I signed with Beta knowing that kind of we're in the development process and that I would need to do a lot of testing work, and I'm not going to be jumping straight onto a bike that is race winning ready. Of course, everything's possible, and we've worked together really hard to build the best package that we can, and I feel like we've been pushing inside the top 10 quite a lot, and yeah, that's been one of the goals from the beginning of the season. So overall, I feel like I've had, when I've had a bad race, it's been a little bit too bad. I could have been a bit more consistent on some occasions, but overall it's been not bad.
You've been a factory Kawasaki rider, a factory Yamaha rider in MXGP. When you signed with Beta and you had your first ride on it, what did it feel like to be on that bike? Was it totally different, or?
Yeah, of course, because I've come from aluminium chassis and then going on to a steel frame. That's like the biggest thing. No matter what bike it was, I think when you make that change, it's going to feel completely different. So it took some time to get used to, but I definitely think that suits my riding style and my body a lot more. So if we can keep working on some small pieces here and there, I think the potential is there to have a really good bike.
Yeah, and just on the bike, do you feel like it's better now than what it was at the start of the year? And obviously I remember Van Hoorbeek was getting top 10s on it, but on sand it wasn't very good, but I think they've made a step forward with the sand.
Yeah, definitely. I had some really good results in sand this year. I was top 10 in both Arnhem, also Lommel. I had some strong rides, so yeah, we've definitely improved in sand, I think, comparing to previous years, but I don't know what Van Hoorbeek had in the past, so it's one of them. But on the hard pack, I think the riding's been more myself than the bike. It's never really been my strongest point, but I've tried to work. I've spent quite a lot of time in Italy, so I think with another winter there, we can improve also on the hard pack.
And just on the level of MXGP, it's pretty insane, and I think some people don't realise. They might see you're finishing 15th, and it maybe doesn't look like much, but how hard is it to actually get 15th and battle with those guys pushing for the top 10? Seems like starts are very important.
Yeah, starts have been everything, and especially when the tracks are like the conditions of today. It's very fast, not very technical. There was only a couple of corners here today with some ruts, so it was like very almost speedway style, like who has the confidence to control the bike with the rear end. And yeah, on one moment it's technical in that way because it's who can push to the limit on a safe way. And yeah, I'm not the biggest risk taker, so in those situations I was losing a little bit of time, and then the few places that were technical I tried to gain there. So I was like good in some places, bad in others today, and I feel like if they could have ripped it up more, not only today but also in a lot of other tracks this season,
or even just leave it after the first day instead of leveling it.
Yeah, leave the technical parts, and then if you've got some flat parts, rip it up again, get a load of water in there, and get those ruts, because when it's flat like this you don't have passing opportunities, and that's why you see the racing so close and tight this weekend, and also in the past, like the top 15-20 is only running like a minute behind the leaders. And yeah, when you compare it to somewhere like Lommel or Arnhem, they've got a minute from the even top 6, top 7. So yeah, that's because it's technical, and you can make a mistake also in the beginning of the race and then still find your position where you deserve to be, because passing is available.
And I remember when you first signed with factory Yamaha, you made the move out of living at home in England to Belgium, and now you're in Italy. Just what's it like being in Italy, and how different is it to what you're used to? Have you settled down there, and does it feel a little bit like home at least?
Yeah, I've been in Belgium 5 years, but I haven't really this year had like a solid base. Been a little bit UK, a little bit Italy, and then majority of the time Belgium. So
you've actually been...
It's one of them, like I try to do as much as I can for the team, because they don't have all the resources to be following me around literally wherever I am in the world with a bike. So I've had to spend probably a little bit more time in Italy than I'd have liked, especially over the winter, because when the weather's pretty tough in Belgium, the tracks follow. They're very technical and heavy going for yourself, like the body of the bike. And I feel like during the winter it's good to just get some, heavy hours in the sand. And this year I spent a lot of time, it was like nice weather, sun. It's not hot in the winter, but it's, easy tracks, very hard packing without really any ruts or bumps. So I feel like that's a change I want to make for next season, to try and spend a bit more of my winter in harder conditions.
And just on Italy, they're not the best at English. Is that something you struggle with, even if you go out and order a meal, or have you picked up any Italian even?
No, for me it's really difficult to focus on one language that I would like to try and learn a bit, because majority of the time I'm in Belgium, so they're speaking Dutch. The mechanics, a lot of them are Italian. If I was from Italy, the first language I would learn is English, and the same if I was Dutch, the first language I would learn is English. So, everywhere, like here in the team, the suspension technician is from Netherlands, and then it's like when everyone comes together in a meeting, we all speak English. And it has been a little bit difficult because, my mechanic, for example, he didn't speak almost any English when we started, and it was a little bit of a worry, can you communicate properly and get across what if you want to make a change or something. So on that way, no, but they've all worked hard to keep the communication up, and that's been good.